On August 21st, 1911, the most famous painting in the world wasn't famous at all. In fact, if you walked into the Louvre that morning, you'd find a giant empty space on the wall where the Mona Lisa used to hang. And here's the crazy part. Nobody noticed she was gone for 24 hours. For an entire day, visitors stared at 4 iron pegs and a blank wall, thinking the painting was just out being photographed. It took a frustrated local painter to finally ask a guard, "Where is the lady?" This isn't just a story about a theft. It's a story about how a simple handyman, a mistaken mastermind, and a clueless police force accidentally turned a boring portrait into a global icon. By the end of this video, you'll see why Pablo Picasso was a lead suspect, how the thief lived with a painting in a trunk for 2 years, and why without this crime you probably wouldn't even know her name. To understand the heist, we have to debunk a myth. In 1911, the Mona Lisa was just another painting. It was small, only about 30 inches tall. Most people walked right past it to see the massive, dramatic works by other artists. So, who would want to steal it? Vincenzo Peruggia was an Italian immigrant living in Paris. He was a handyman, a glazer who had actually worked inside the Louvre. He helped install the very glass cases meant to protect the art. He knew the exits, he knew the guards' schedules, and he knew that security was, quite frankly, a joke. The plan was brilliant in its simplicity. On a Sunday night, Peruggia hid inside a tiny broom closet. He waited until the museum closed. He literally slept among the mops and buckets. Monday morning was the museum's weekly cleaning day, so when he stepped out wearing a white worker smock, he looked like he belonged there. He walked calmly to the salon. Carré lifted the 200-pound frame and painting off the wall and ducked into a nearby stairwell. But then, a mistake. He tried to open the exit door, but the knob was locked. He was trapped in the stairwell with the most valuable evidence in history. What did he do? He took out a screwdriver, removed the doorknob entirely, and just put it in his pocket. Just then, a plumber appeared. Did he get caught right here? No. The plumber actually helped him open the door. Peruggia walked out into the Paris morning with the Mona Lisa tucked under his arm, wrapped in his white smock. The theft became a global sensation, but not for the reason you think. The French police were humiliated. They closed the borders and frantically searched every suitcase leaving Paris. This is when Mona Lisa fever really started. People who had never cared about art flocked to the Louvre just to see the empty space on the wall. It became a symbol of national mourning and a huge tourist attraction. The prefect of police, Louis Lepine, was under immense pressure. He needed a culprit, and he found one. Or rather, two. The first suspect was Guillaume Apollinaire, a famous poet who had once declared the Louvre should be burned down. He was arrested and thrown in jail. The second suspect, Pablo Picasso. Yes, that Picasso. A few years earlier, Apollinaire's secretary had stolen some small statues from the Louvre and sold them to Picasso. When the Mona Lisa went missing, the police thought they had uncovered an international art theft ring. Picasso was brought to tears in court, shaking, claiming he'd never seen the statues before. Eventually, both men were cleared. But where was the painting all this time? While the police were interrogating the greatest artist of the 20th century, the Mona Lisa was exactly 2 miles away. She was sitting in a full-bottomed trunk in a cramped, one-room apartment. Peruggia had hidden her right under the nose of the entire world. For 28 long months, Peruggia waited. He kept the painting in his room, sometimes even setting it on his kitchen table while he ate dinner. He claimed he stole it for patriotism. He wanted to return the painting to its true home in Italy. He was wrong about that. By the way, Leonardo da Vinci actually sold the painting legally to the King of France, but Peruggia didn't know that. By 1913, the heat had finally died down. Peruggia decided it was time. He traveled by train to Florence, Italy, and checked into a hotel which is now called the Hotel La Gioconda. Believe it or not, he sent a letter to an art dealer named Alfredo Geri, signing it simply Leonardo. In the letter, he offered to return the masterpiece for a reward of 500,000 lira. Geri, thinking this was either a prank or a terrible forgery, invited him to a meeting just to see it. The moment of truth arrived. Peruggia opened his trunk. He pulled out layers of old shoes and silk, and there she was. The dealer saw the official Louvre stamp on the back of the panel. He realized he wasn't looking at a fake. He was looking at the physical evidence of the crime of the century. Geri told Peruggia to wait at his hotel while he went to arrange payment. Instead, he called the police. Peruggia was arrested, but here's the final twist. Italy hailed him as a national hero. During his trial, he played the patriot card perfectly, and the public loved him for it. He only served about 7 months in prison. The painting, however, went on a victory tour across Italy before being returned to France. Millions of people lined up just to see the painting that got away. When she finally returned to the Louvre in 1914, she wasn't just a painting anymore. She was a full-blown celebrity. She was on postcards, in advertisements, and in every newspaper on earth. The Heist had given her something no other painting had. A story. Today, over 10 million people visit the Mona Lisa every year. Most of them spend less than 15 seconds looking at her. They're mostly there to take a selfie with the legend. But if Vincenzo Peruggia hadn't walked out that door in 1911, it's very likely the Mona Lisa would still be just another beautiful portrait in a room full of masterpieces. It took a thief to make the world realize what they had by taking it away. So, was Peruggia a hero, a villain, or just a man who wanted a better life? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to watch more untold stories like this, click the video on your screen right now. Thanks for watching.